Good evening, everybody. It is, I don't know, I think it's the 12th today, but I'm starting to lose track of my days. Little update. I was up at the North Farm yesterday. I was spraying some sclerotinia, some canola. I'm not at the North Farm right now. I am back south, or I'm actually I'm not even back home. I'm in transition right now. But I had some interviews for potential guys here to help with the harvest season in Medicine Hat, Alberta. So I left the North Farm last night because I was busy up there until night. Left the North Farm last night, got to Medicine Hat with the semi because it was the only wheels that I had. This morning, conducted a few interviews. I think maybe we hired a few more people. And then I got the truck serviced. I had to get this truck serviced to get ready for harvest. Normally, like fuel filters, air filters, oil filters, you know, all the general maintenance stuff like that, I can do that, but we are flat out busy right now. So I was like, well, maybe I can knock off 3 or 4 birds with one stone, which is actually what we did. So now I head from Medicine Hat. We had to go over to kind of Gravelburg, Saskatchewan area, and we picked up a Bert, another Bert. So I guess Ernie, it really will be Bert and Ernie. Oh man, so now we're gonna go back, me, myself and I, we're gonna head back to the South Farm here. That's only like it's only like a few hours. It's not the end of the world. And then I had the Plains call me because I'm getting my fusarium done with the plane up north because I don't want to leave the tracks because tracks really do add up. And they call and they're like, hey, you know, kind of looks like we might get there a little bit early, so like maybe tomorrow. I'm like, oh gosh. I said I am nowhere near the North Farm right now and haven't really slept a lot, so I'm like, okay, well, no big deal. I'll run this thing back south and then I'm gonna hop in my pickup truck and then we're gonna turn and burn and head back up to Bank End tonight, be there in the morning so we can get all this chemical stuff sorted out and get the planes going on fusarium. At the same time, I got a few more loads to spray for canola for sclerotinia. Donovan's back home at the South Farm and he's like, okay Mike, I'm coming with you, I'll drive. And I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. So yeah, we're gonna probably head up tonight. Get up there in the morning, get stuff sorted around, maybe pump out a couple loads, and then I need to get back to the South Farm to scout chickpea astachyta disease for Sunday morning. Today's Friday night, Sunday morning. And then back to Bank End Monday morning. Have to go back to Bank End Monday morning. So you're like, well, why don't you get your younger brother Brian to fly you? That would be a great idea, except he's actually taking some much needed R&R. We're kind of caught up on the disease spraying back home. He went camping. He bought a new camper. He went camping. My parents are camping. I think Ashton and Chapel are also joining them out there going to do some camping. And I think my older brother and his family, they're camping. And we are running around with chickens with our heads chopped off. Oh man, but don't worry, it's just a season. Once we get through this fungicide season, things are going to be going a whole heck of a lot smoother. Be a lot less scouting. It's the scouting that kills me. It's the scouting. So you're like, well Mike, why don't you like hire an agronomist? And I do work with an agronomist pretty closely up at the North Farm as well. But an agronomist would go out and tell me that, hey, yeah, you should probably spray for fusarium. I already know that I have to spray for fusarium. I just got to get the chemical lined up because the plane is freeing up earlier than I anticipated. I didn't think that the plane was going to free up until Monday when I was going to go back to Bank End. And we still got some more spraying to do. So it doesn't matter whether we have an agronomist out there telling us that we still got to get up there and get the work done. So that's why we're running around with chickens with our heads chopped off here. So anyway, about the Bert, we need a grain auger tractor for down south because that 516 that I got, I think it's 512, but it identifies as a 516. is going to probably be on the bagger, because we're going to have, well, we're going to have some bags this year. I think we're going to cut a crop. We need to do a crop tour. We'll do that when I come back from the North Farm. What did I say, Sunday? I'm losing track of my days and my dates. Sunday we got to scout for disease. Hopefully we'll do a crop tour on Sunday with you guys. Crop is starting to go backwards now. I'm not going to lie, it's starting to go backwards. We've had some pretty hot days. Today was only 30 with the wind blowing. Yesterday was 34 degrees. And it was a sweltering cooker. Excuse me. So that is not awesome for our crops, because we have princess crops out there. It's been super cool spring, almost borderline cold spring, you guys. With temperatures of like highs of 18 degrees. There's been showers coming over. It's been cloudy. We have princess crops out there. So we're hoping we don't have Trudeau wheat, which is all stand nothing in the head. But that is a real concern when all of a sudden it turns 34 degrees with the wind blowing for like 2 weeks. Maybe not 34, but 2 weeks of hot weather with really no rain. So we'll see. It is a concern. But as of right now, we still have a pretty dang good crop coming out there. It's not going to be a bumper crop like what we were hoping for. It might be more like average to above average. But even an average crop would feel like a bumper crop compared to the poor crops that we have been cutting. So yeah, Bert, this is a 4640. Which I think it has like 150, 155 PTO horsepower. They did put a bit of a coat of paint on it. It's got a lot of hours. I'm not even sure. I don't even know how many hours it has, but it's definitely got a lot of hours. Has the big 1000 PTO. I know it's only a 1000 adapter, but it is a big 1000 on there, which is good for our auger. And I was really looking for 3 hydraulics. You can do it with 2, but then you're always popping hydraulics in and out. So that way you can run the Rodano, the lift, and power your hydraulic winch that picks up your Rodano. So really 3 is the cat's meow. That's what we found. Otherwise, nothing fancy, but the cab's decent. I think they actually did do a new cab update on it, because they did some painting, hence why these orange knobs should be orange and not black. But the hours, I can't remember if I looked at the hours, if they're actually clocking. If so, it's got like 12,000 hours on it. So I don't know if that's accurate or if the hour gauge. I was told they put a new one in, but as long as I'm fine with 12,000 hours, that's the most it would have. Fires up like a top. Should we fire it up? This fire, that's the great thing with these suckers. I got a hydraulic seat, which is weird. I've never had that in a Burt before. This is new. Anyway, this is gonna run a 16-inch auger, and it's gonna run it like a dream. Okay. So my plan was just to use the 516 on the auger down at the South Farm, which would have worked fine if we would have had a poor crop again. But now it looks like we're gonna have a good crop. I don't actually have enough bin storage. I only have like 19 bushels worth of bin storage, which really, it's been satisfactory for the last 3 years, but we always have a lot of bags because, you know, we're an average, well, I don't know what average is anymore, but you know, 40 bushel of wheat used to be average. So then you would have 20 bushels on the ground and you basically have 20 stores. So you'd bag half your ground, which is a lot of grain bags. And well, Mike, why don't you build more bins? Oh, we would love to build more bins, but I'd also like to have other things too. So So the 516 is going to run the bagger. So we need to be able to haul to the bins and bag at the exact same time. So I was in need of a Bert that I could use. So that's the dealio, guys. I better get going because I got to get back home to turn and burn here. It's already like, I don't know, 8 o'clock or 8:30 maybe it is. It'll be like noon by the time we get up there at the North Farm yet. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the flipper. Adios amigos. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. You probably wanted to know, like, Mike, how come you don't use Ole Ernie? You know, Ernie 2.0. That's what you used on the 16-inch auger last year, and that's true. But Ernie started heating last year after a few loads. It's only like 120 PTO or something, and apparently it's just not quite big enough. And it was starting to heat after like the third consistent load of a hot day, and I don't want to cook the engine. So that's the reason why. These are a bigger motor. Obviously maybe a better cooling system, I don't know, but we've never had a heating problem with the Berts. But Ernie did start heating on us. It was running right up to the red because it's actually a pretty big load for Ernie. So Ernie is up at the North Farm where it will just stay using like smaller augers, like the 13-inch auger going into some smaller hopper bins. And I need a little more horsepower to run the 16-inch down here. So, and then to run our big auger up north, we have the Fent, like the 930 to run the big auger. So that's the reason why we had to get a Bert. So now it really is Bert and Ernie, except they probably won't be that close together. One will be south, one will be north. So Bert and Ernie with a long distance relationship. Oh, that's how you know they're good friends though, because you can be long distance and they can still pick it right back up where you left off. All right, guys, catch you on the flipper. Oh, we forgot to pull out our lights here. We completely forgot about that. We're too busy talking. Yeah. There it is. Nope. Okay, hold on here. There we go. Gotta put out our clearance lights here. Oh yeah, I forgot to pound that one in. Didn't I mention that last time? Here we go. Like that. That's how it's supposed to go. There. Beauty. I'd forget my own head if it wasn't stuck to my shoulders. Alright. Now I'll let you guys go. See you tomorrow, or Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday, or whenever it's going to be. Yep, something's coming. Adios.